There's a lot of people that debate, who really is self-made.
Kylie Jenner being a self-made billionaire was enough to get her on the cover of Forbes, but this reality star isn't the only female billionaire out there. In fact, there are incredibly wealthy young women all over the world. Yang Huiyan. Being a billionaire is already impressive and something we can barely start to fathom, but Chinese property developer Yang Huiyan's wealth is truly the next level. She's the richest woman in all of Asia with a net worth of $23.1 billion. Her father founded real estate company Country Garden back in 1997. When he was growing up, he was so poor he couldn't afford to pay for his school fees and had to work on a farm to make ends meet. But thanks to a scholarship grant, he was able to keep studying, and 10 years after starting his business, he transferred his daughter 70% of the shares. But Yang hasn't just been sitting on her shares, she's the vice chairman of the board's governance committee. Lindsay Snyder. If you've ever enjoyed the delicious taste of an In-N-Out burger, then you might have heard of Lindsay Snyder before. This billionaire isn't just an heiress, she's an heiress to the In-N-Out Burger Company. Her grandparents, Harry and Esther Snyder, founded In-N-Out back in 1948, and Lindsay is their only grandchild. When she turned 35, she became the sole owner of the company, and you can probably just imagine how much that increased her net worth. Actually, you don't have to wonder because we'll tell you. Lindsay has a net worth of $3.6 billion thanks to all you fast food fans out there. Not only is she in charge of the company, but she is actively involved with the In-N-Out Burger Foundation, which helps children in need. She also uses some of her fortune to help fund Healing Hearts and Nations, a nonprofit which establishes training centers in Africa and India. Karolina Hagen Kjos. In 2018, Karolina Hagen Kjos was the richest woman in Norway, and today she has a net worth of $2.4 billion. Yes, she's an heiress, but she's also no stranger when it comes to business. Her father is Norwegian billionaire Stein Erik Hagen, who co-founded the discount supermarket Rimi along with Karolina's grandfather. After being in business for decades, the company eventually merged with Sweden's ICA Group and later with the Dutch retailer Ahold. With the proceeds, Stein was able to found the holding company Kanika AS. It has investments all over Scandinavia, and Karolina has been a chairwoman on the board since 2014 and owns a majority share in the company. Tatiana Casiraghi. Although Tatiana Casiraghi was born in New York City, she ended up marrying into the royal family of Monaco. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, she also has a net worth of $2 billion. Her grandfather was the owner of the Santo Domingo Group and the Colombian Bavaria Brewery, one of the largest breweries in South America, which is now part of Anheuser-Busch. After he passed away, Tatiana inherited a sixth of his considerable wealth. Instead of getting into the family business, she co-founded a company called Mzungu Sisters. This company ethically sources artisan goods from over 8 different countries and then sells them. She's married to Andrea Casiraghi, who is fourth in line of succession to the Monegasque throne. Alexandra and Katarina Andreson. Norwegian heiress Alexandra Andreson became the world's youngest billionaire at the age of only 19. She held the title for 3 consecutive years and is currently the second youngest billionaire, right behind Kylie Jenner, of course. And following behind Alexandra in the number 3 spot is her older sister, Katarina Andreson. These siblings are the daughters of industrialist Johan Andreson, who owns the holding company Ferd. Even though these siblings have a $1.4 billion net worth each, that doesn't mean they don't appreciate the value of a dollar. Alexandra says she always bought used cars growing up and prefers to save her cash rather than spend it, but that doesn't mean they don't have some expensive hobbies. Both women love to travel, and Alexandra is an accomplished equestrian. Katarina Martinson. Many billionaires owe their wealth in no small part to their families, and Katarina Martinson is no exception, but that doesn't mean she doesn't work hard. This Swedish billionaire is a director of L.E. Lundberg Företagen, a company that deals with property management and a variety of other investments. It was founded by her grandfather, Lars Erik Lundberg, and Katarina, her sister Louise Lind, and their father, Fredrik Lundberg, all have seats on the board. Today, Katarina has a net worth of $1.3 billion. Purina Key. Some of the richest people in the world are also the most famous, but while some people just can't seem to keep their names out of the headlines, that isn't always the case. Chinese billionaire Purina Key is notoriously reclusive despite being named the youngest billionaire in the world by Forbes back in 2014. At the time, she was 24 years old and had a net worth of $1.3 billion. She owns 85% of the company Logan Property Holdings, which is a major real estate company run by her father. Anna Kaspajak. Anna Kasperjak has represented Denmark at 2 Summer Olympics and runs her own private dressage barn when she's not training. She's able to fund her expensive equestrianism thanks to her family business. Her grandfather founded the Danish shoe company Echo, and their products are sold in 90 countries and over 2,200 shops. Thanks to her share of the family business, Anna is worth $1 billion according to Forbes. Anna has always been more interested in horseshoes than human ones and prefers to spend her time in the stable instead of the boardroom. Athina Onassis. You've probably heard of the Greek shipping magistrate Aristotle Onassis, who is known for his vast wealth and his active social life. During his life, he amassed the largest privately owned shipping fleet and married Jacqueline Kennedy. Yes, the Jacqueline Kennedy who was once married to President John F. Kennedy. Today, Aristotle's only living descendant is his granddaughter, billionaire heiress Athina Onassis. She inherited 55% of Aristotle's fortune, the remainder going to the Alexander S. Onassis Foundation in honor of her late uncle. By the time Athina was 7 years old, she was already a billionaire. Although there is some dispute about just how much money Athina has, most estimate that she has a net worth of approximately $1 billion. She loves horses and is a competitive show jumper. This hobby led her to purchase a $12 million estate and barn, which she turned around and sold a couple of years later for a $750,000 profit. Kylie Jenner. Of course, pretty much everyone on the planet knows who Kylie Jenner is. Most of us watched her grow up on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and now she owns her own makeup empire. While some people had an issue with Forbes labeling her a self-made billionaire, Kylie defends the title, claiming that she's had to pay for her own non-basic necessities since she was a teen. Apparently, Kris Jenner cut her off when she was 15 years old, and she's been paying her own way ever since. But don't worry, there aren't any hard feelings between mother and daughter over this. Kylie even bought Kris a $250,000 Ferrari for her birthday. Huda Kattan. There was a time when famous Iraqi-American makeup artist Huda Kattan was working at a job in the finance industry, and she absolutely hated it. She moved to Los Angeles and started studying makeup. Soon she attracted high-profile clients like Eva Longoria and Nicole Richie. This inspired Huda to start her own blog called Huda Beauty, which focused on makeup tutorials and helpful tips. A few years later, frustrated at being unable to find the perfect pair of false eyelashes, she was inspired to start her own beauty brand. Now, she sells over 140 different products, and since she has over 39 million Instagram followers, she doesn't need to advertise using traditional means. Her beauty empire has earned her a personal net worth of $610 million. Whitney Wolfe Herd. Finding true love on a dating app can be an uphill battle, but Whitney Wolfe Herd used an app to find incredible wealth. She's the American entrepreneur behind the popular dating app Bumble, which allows women to make the first move. But although Bumble is valued at over $1 billion, it's not her first business venture. Back when Whitney was only 19 years old, she was already thinking business by selling bamboo tote bags to raise money for areas affected by the BP oil spill. Whitney is definitely someone who likes to push her own limits. That's how she came up with the idea for Bumble. She found herself struggling to make the first move, so decided to create an app where she would have to if she wanted to get a date. While Bumble is worth $1 billion and expanding into other areas like Bumble Mag, it's estimated Whitney's personal net worth is $290 million. Karissa Bodnar. Lots of cosmetic companies claim to be changing the face of the beauty industry, but Thrive Cosmetics might actually be doing it. The company was founded by Karissa Bodnar, who lost her good friend to cancer at the age of only 24. This inspired Karissa to create Thrive Cosmetics, which offers vegan products that are safe to use for people with compromised immune systems. People love her products, and she sells a tube of mascara about every 8 seconds. Not only does she offer direct-to-consumer products, but she also believes in giving back. A portion of each product's price goes straight to charity, and she's already donated over $1 million. Thrive Cosmetics is making a difference, and it's already made Karissa a millionaire. She has a net worth of $275 million. Amanda Hearst. Amanda Hearst may be an heiress, but she's also so much more. She's the great-granddaughter of media mogul William Randolph Hearst, who developed Hearst Communications. Amanda worked as a model and has been featured in magazines like Harper's Bazaar, Cosmopolitan, and Vanity Fair. But one of her greatest loves is animals, and she founded an organization dedicated to keeping them safe. Friends of Finn works to rescue dogs from inhumane conditions in puppy mills and help find them new homes. She's also the co-founder of Maison de Mode, a sustainable fashion retailer, but don't think she's afraid to spend some of her $100 million net worth. For her lavish 4-day-long wedding to filmmaker Yoshim Roning, she wore 5 different dresses. Elizabeth Holmes. Back in 2015, Forbes named Elizabeth Holmes as the youngest and wealthiest self-made female billionaire in America. She founded a company called Theranos, which sent her net worth up to $4.5 billion, but let's just say it's been a long fall from the top. Her company ended up being investigated for fraud, and it was alleged that Elizabeth had deceived many of her investors. She was hit with a $500,000 fine and lost control of her company. As a result, Forbes knocked her net worth back to $0. Ouch. Elizabeth went from being a billionaire to struggling to pay her lawyers. These women may have more money than we would know what to do with, but that doesn't mean we don't have some ideas. Tell us what you'd want to spend your millions on in the comment section, and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from The Taco. Bye for now.